Alrighty. Welcome, class. It's me, your professor. Welcome to a special lecture with two guests. Two more guests. We have the wonderful Weeb. Say hi.
Hello, I am the weeb. It is I.
And the other guest speaker, Zolo. He's a wizard.
I'll hurt you.
Oh, God. Alright. So today's special lecture, of course, is retro gaming. First, let's just go on. What are retro games in general? What do we consider retro? What would you guys consider it? What would you guys consider a retro game?
Just given timeline, probably anything like pre-DS or like Wii era, just because there's I've seen a lot of memes what people think games 10 years ago were, what they actually were.
Yeah.
It's like what we think games 10 years ago are is like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, when in reality it's like Pokemon X and Y.
I'm pretty confident at this point because I even discussed this yesterday. I was like, oh hey, I'm pretty sure it's like anything before last gen is probably like kaputs in that category. And I thought about it for a minute. I was like, technically speaking, wouldn't the Wii U count as retro since it's been such a long gap between the Switch and the Wii U that it probably counts for that time.
And yet Switch is or Wii U is the last home console before Switch from Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's dead now.
It's very dead. I have not seen anything from that. I mean, granted.
As this recording, Wii U is dead now.
The Wii U is extremely dead.
Rest in peace, sir.
Rest in peace, Wii U. For me, what I think counts as retro would be definitely anything in the last couple generations. Like, maybe before 360 at least, you know? Anything before that.
If you think about it accurately,
honestly, anything that needs sorry for interrupting, but anything that needs to be emulated.
I guess that's fair enough. I was gonna say, if you think about it accurately, because Xbox has come out with so many different variations of itself, Xbox One is probably retro in that instance.
In that instance, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. But I guess we all have our different interpretations of what would be considered retro, especially for just non-retro gamers. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's hard to distinguish exactly what would be considered retro without the obvious, SNES.
Very clear definition.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, the 360 could be considered retro. Even like you said, the Xbox One could be also considered retro at this point. But I guess in terms of retro game, that would be that.
Let's see, relating to reviving or being the styles and especially the fashions of the past, fashionably nostalgic or old-fashioned.
Interesting. Well, but considering retro gaming itself, let's talk about the state of retro gaming, because I think it's a bit harder for many people to get into it.
Yeah.
I think it's a skill issue.
It's a definite skill issue, but I think it's also not just a skill issue. I think it's also a finance issue too. Because
all the companies kind of working against it because they're working against emulation.
Oh my god, yeah.
Now a lot of us can actually experience and play these retro games.
No, for real. It just seems like companies are like, oh, these older games, you don't want to play them.
And it's like, yes, we do.
There's obviously a market for it, but I mean, that there's a market for it to the point where Nintendo brings back the NES with the Super NES, and then you have all these others bringing back their
like,
consoles.
like on the online system, we have NES, SNES, N64, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
And now some of them are gone now.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, some of those are gone now. Jesus. It's just hard to think about because, like, I want more people to get into it.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because you have to think about, oh, they have to either emulate the games, they have to buy some old consoles in general just to play some of them sometimes.
All of which, if they want to actually buy, is super scalped up in price and everything.
You know, the funny thing is, when you were leading off this topic with this, I was thinking like, oh, hey, I thought we were talking about like the actual, like, the like difficulty of the old games. No, you were going in the route of, oh, it's hard to get those games now.
Oh yeah.
It is, well, it could honestly, it's both. Because like you're not wrong. Older games are pretty damn difficult.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember. It's just like a lot of hard old games, and it's hard to get into them just in general because of how hard they are.
There's plenty of fixes for the problem at hand, but obviously, and I know for a fact I'm not advocating this openly, quote unquote. There's many ways to play older games, and there's many ways to get around that thing. One of them is friends, having friends that are just old.
Yeah,
like us.
Exactly.
Having old friends.
Exactly. Also old farts. I mean, I still. I don't have my PS2 anymore, but because
another one.
I have my PS2.
I still have my N64 actually. It's in the attic. I just don't touch it.
Another one is very obviously to do what you want because a pirate is free.
Arg.
Yeah.
You are a pirate.
Arg.
That is in fact an option.
It is a
And
great
in
option.
some cases, it makes more sense for that to be the option.
I heard that, Game Boy.
Don't
I
worry
heard
about
that.
it.
I heard that.
Don't worry about that. I'm definitely not playing Game Boy Advance.
They wanted to play Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
I wish the Game Boy Advance on the Switch had Ruby Sapphire.
Oh, who would have loved to play?
I was expecting a physical.
I used to love Sapphire. I'll be honest.
But like, for example, like the price of like sometimes it's the only option. For example, the price of Pokemon Soul Silver, a DS era game is like 10 offers from $210.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look this up real quick. How much? Just, I'd say like what, a fairly recent retro console. I'd say like maybe like a Wii in general on eBay.
I mean, I'm definitely seeing online opinions of like, if there's no easy way to afford it, and like no easy way to actually get it because of how things are, then there shouldn't be any problem with going the pirate route.
No, yeah.
And Nintendo sits here and basically tries to sue Dolphin out of house and home because they, are creating the Wii emulator.
Yeah.
I also should say I definitely believe the idea of like, after a certain point, if the console's been dead for a while, I'm not saying people shouldn't care about it, but I definitely do think like we should be at least a bit lax on the idea.
Oh no, I agree.
On some of those things.
No, I definitely agree because like, if the console's not been sold, it's not selling anymore because you can't buy it in stores. It's been years since they've released any games for it, just in general.
If companies are focused on like the current thing right
now.
Yeah,
the current generation.
The services.
Yeah, if they shut down the online services for it, if it even had online services, they should make it easier for people to acquire them. Maybe sell them again, but at a much lower price than it used to be, or just allow people to emulate the games at this point.
Or you could do like what PlayStation did, where they sold like a mini PS1 and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But,
Nintendo.
definitely
But
give opportunity to, like, be able to modify it yourself, because sometimes I remember seeing when I first took notice of that the person I was watching that was like reviewing it was like, oh, it comes with a good handful of good games, but not all of them, obviously.
yeah,
So someone had to mod it to get all the games they wanted on there.
yeah. I mean, it's just like when you want to play these old games, it just gets harder and harder to be able to, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, the industry itself makes it even more difficult because they are apparently allergic to money. Because I know I would shell out, and I have shelled out hundreds of dollars just to play some games from my childhood.
Yeah.
I mean, like I pay for what is it? PlayStation Plus Premium, which allows you to play basically PS1 games on your PS5.
I mean, I got Nintendo Online Premium to do the same with N64 games. Games like, Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
I just have those old games still.
And that's why I'm jealous of you. I'm envious.
But the nice thing about having the Online Plus and having the N64, for example, is you can do like the Pokemon Stadium mini games, or you can do Mario Party, and you can play them with friends online. So I do like how Nintendo's doing that to a degree.
Yeah. Aren't they also releasing like it's like a Mario Kart game that was like the Mario Builder or whatever it was called?
Mario Maker?
Yeah, they're doing a Mario Kart Maker.
Oh, that's fucking took my idea.
They stole your idea, Zolo. No.
I don't mean to go on a tangent, but I once upon a time thought, oh, you know that terrible game Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts?
Oh, the one where they had just like you could build cars in it for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Just make that into a Diddy Kong racing game and it'll sell for millions.
Oh, it would. People.
Yeah, if they sold that as Diddy Kong Racing instead, yeah, it definitely would have.
I did like Diddy Kong Racing.
Henceforth, those bastards.
Those bastards. They stole your idea. Another thing with retro gaming is like, I feel like we should compare it with modern gaming just in general. Because like, it's vastly different. The older games, not only the difficulty, but they're more complete.
Yeah.
They're more
not having to sit here wait for DLC for a part of a game that already has been answered in a re-release of the game.
Yeah. And I think like the other thing is also they'll say like not only were they more complete, if they did have it like an expansion, it actually was a large thing. It wasn't like a 1 hour thing. It would be like basically like another campaign in general.
Let me tell you, if there was another campaign, it wasn't because of like the content in it. It was because it was god dang difficult.
That too, yeah.
I know from experience.
So true.
And yeah, some of the older games are pretty difficult compared to games that aren't games like Dark Souls, like your Souls like.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't Souls-likes, but they were as difficult as one.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, when I think about it, because obviously, I've played a Call of Duty in my life once upon a time, and like going from original Black Ops all the way to 4, it's just like not much does change. It does look better. It probably feels a bit better, but overall, it's like nothing's new. But
Yeah.
there's obviously challenge, not in the challenge that like, oh, this game is hard, but more of like, oh, hey, everyone else is difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like also with the controls of older games are also vastly different to modern games too. It's like, because I recently played an older first person shooter. It was one of the James Bond games. I think it was either Nightfire or I forget which one. But automatically it had the choice to have the what's the called the camera to be inverted instead of just normal up down. So it's like you look down to look up, you look up to look down, and it really messed with me. And there was like no way to change it for like.
I love flight controls.
Oh, I hate flight controls. I can't. I'm not flying a plane. I'm just trying to shoot some spies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what other comparisons could you make, honestly? I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to give us a second for that one.
I mean, I know one of them is the whole microtransactions.
Oh, God.
Don't even think about that for a second.
Oh, but
Yeah.
we must. We must.
Plus, that'll give us time to think about whatever we were about to say.
No, exactly. Microtransactions, Jesus. Like, you would not see those in older games, you know? Just, oh, you want this one armor piece? Shell out real money. While an older game goes, you want this armor piece? Well, just do a couple of these cool little quests and you can get it. Just do this one quest line and you can get this cool armor.
You see, the thing is, I grew up with TF2 back when it wasn't flooded by AI.
My thought.
The hats.
And it obviously had a way of doing microtransactions, but it wasn't like a vital part of it. It was always like you have the option of being swagged out with your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want, but like it doesn't give you an advantage or anything. It's just there because you're silly, you're stupid, and you want to continue being silly and stupid.
Yeah. There was no advantage to it. It was just simply cosmetic, and it was just so you could be silly and stupid, and yeah. But now you have these microtransactions that are like, yeah, you want that XP boost? Shell out $50.
Yeah.
We can probably blame mobile gaming for this, but I'm sure it started somewhere else is the worst part.
Yeah.
I think it started with the horse armor.
Oh, and Skyrim. Oh, son of
Like Oblivion's horse armor.
I'm not about to call you wrong.
I mean, that started
Really?
with. I mean, that didn't start the microtransactions. That started the DLCs.
The very useless DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I would probably put on the line that Bethesda probably did start this, whether on accident or on purpose.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, it started getting worse and worse. The DLCs and all that. Remember when they had you buy an online pass in order to play games online for a bit? I don't know if you guys remember that.
Or you had to be chronically online to even play anything.
Oh, like Elder Scrolls Online.
Like you had to have an internet connection to play a game. Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I hated that.
I will say, controls are definitely vastly, like, from advanced to oversimplified as can be throughout the, like, from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like in retro games, like if I'm going way like earliest, the funniest thing is like if I really want to go back to like real old, it's like NES, and it has like what 5 buttons
Yeah, I
in
think it's
total.
like what A, B.
A, B, start, select.
Yeah,
And D-pad, but D-pad counts as one whole button.
it does count as one whole button. Let's be honest.
So yeah, like you have exactly that much. But then when you go like what I was raised on, just like the N64 and whatnot, you have comically I think way more buttons than necessary. That or it was just like weird because
Because the Z is, it's a 3-prong controller.
Yeah.
Z is behind the C stick.
don't worry, the cornering market on 3-armed people is secure.
Oh,
They now have.
I forgot how uncomfortable the N64 controller is.
Yeah, how the fuck do you hold that? Like,
I don't know what they were thinking with that, honestly.
I have
I will say modern controllers are much nicer.
oh,
The
100%.
feel.
I'm sitting
I
here-
mean,
I'm
the.
sitting here with a level, like a custom pro controller, and it just
Ooh.
feels perfect in my
No, yeah.
hand.
No, yeah. I will say the 360 controller was peak controller. That is very nice.
I mean, considering that they still sell versions of the 360, absolutely. Now, I've had like 2 Power A controllers for Xbox, just because you know I like using my computer, and or from that I like using Xbox controller. You know, yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, no. I use an Xbox controller for my PC all the time when I need to use controller for games, because it feels better in my hands. Because I have big hands. I used to use a Duke controller back then.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, you remember the Duke? Beautiful controller.
No, and the funny thing is, you can get used to a PlayStation controller. I've yet to hold a PS5 controller, but like,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
They're nice.
They,
They oddly enough have a little bit of heft to them.
Yeah,
But,
'cause I assume Sony puts weights in them to achieve that.
Yeah, that's what I
that's like the
assume.
motor, like the motor weight.
Oh yeah, because
Rumble, and let's not forget, since there's more feedback to it now, it's like, so they probably add more motors to it to give that like haptic feedback.
yeah. Looking at you, Nintendo. The Joy-Con Super HD Rumble and all that.
It was impressive when it came out.
Yeah.
It was impressive when it came out, yeah. And then, ooh, oh,
And then stick drift.
And then stick drift, yeah.
the stick drift, Jesus.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, that's something you don't ever have to really worry about with really old controllers.
Oh, because I mean, a lot of them, they didn't really have the stick.
I know there's sarcasm in that. I know there's sarcasm, absolutely.
I mean, the last time I had
I
stick
know
drift
for
in a
a fact-
controller, it's because of Budokai Tenkaichi.
Now, I'm about to say, I know for a fact there's been a lot of controllers that have been messed up or damaged in some way, primarily due to fighting games.
Fair.
Hey, those fighting games though, they're good. They're
Not saying
good.
they are,
Oh,
but
yeah.
let me tell you, they caused a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Either thrown or just abused with how much they expect you to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Budokai Tenkaichi 3, great example. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, where you had to mash buttons sometimes and just wear it out.
Oh my god. I forgot about that. I know when I was younger I did break a few controllers because I was mashing the buttons too hard.
Because you think if you do it harder, it works better.
No, yeah, it's that weird like psychological
Also,
thing.
like, something that's lost to time, honestly, is things like the Mew under the truck type myth.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like, because we can't have any of those anymore.
Yeah, because everything's just like fact checked now, and you have the internet, and it's harder to know. I mean, it's easier to know when something's not true. I know multiple times I've always checked. Oh, let me see if I could get that Mew. And I'll check under the truck. It's never there.
I mean, sometimes that feels like more of a gift than a blessing than a curse. Cause like you can like I get the idea of like want to spread some wonder with like, oh hey, maybe if you try yada yada, like you'll get this and whatnot. But I don't know, like I feel like wasting time like that just kind of feels off to me.
Yeah. I could
Like,
understand.
I can tell you, I have definitely done the same. Of like, I've wasted a bunch of time chasing a myth because like,
Hold A to catch a Pokemon, Garen. Well, like
That works. Don't tell me that doesn't work. That works.
it works.
Holding, pressing all the buttons, just
Copium.
It's not copium. It works. I know it does. I know. It increases the chances.
or I can give an example. I know Weeb and I might probably relate to. Of like, oh hey, you look up if like you can get Sync Blade in Kingdom Hearts 2 as an actionable ability, and you like even if like
I remember
like,
that.
oh, you
I remember
absolutely
that
can,
myth.
You can do that. You just got do this and this. You never can. It is never possible.
It's not possible at all.
As much as you want it to just sort of have 2 Keyblades off the bat, it's not. And I think I feel better knowing that I can't out the gate. I'd rather face minimal disappointment out the gate than maximum disappointment later on when I wasted time doing like backflips and whatnot just to try and get a prize that I know I can't get.
Yeah. I'd say another thing that you can tell from modern games and older games that older games seem to have more love put into them.
I will say
you can see the love not just in like gameplay but story wise too.
I will say I'll give that a like a haughty like hand wavery kind of.
Oh,
I only say that because like there are definitely some games in like the newer one. I know, weird. I'm fighting for the newer ones. There are some games that do feel like, particularly in indie games especially, where it's just like you feel that there is passion behind this project despite it just being something so small. And like it just works sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, usually the smaller games tend to do that, yeah. But then you also have like some of the newer games that, I mean, more of the bigger games tend to ignore all that, you know? They tend to ignore the passion, and it's just like, we just gotta rush this out and put out a product.
Well, if I'm also gonna argue this, I can also argue the opposite end of like, there's also been some crap way back when that has just been uninspired and just there for the sake of being there. In the older ones too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without question, there has been that. Like I imagine for best example, like the infant games on like PlayStation, for example. Stuff like that. That definitely was like, oh, well, we're here, but we're not really like, we're not really intended for anyone to like we don't expect these 1-year-olds to like understand the complexities of that. The A button does jump.
Yeah, there's a lot of older games where it's like the tutorial is just like long for no reason.
henceforth, like, yeah, you probably don't, like, you don't have to worry about being inspired in that instance just because, like, you're appealing to very small children who don't care.
Yeah. I think I mean, it did take them a while for there to be, like, for gaming to be seen as something other than for children. Because I know for the longest time, gaming was just seen as something for children. And then games like Mortal Kombat came out, and you have Doom, and I know one of the other big ones was Night Trap. I don't know if you
Oh
remember
god.
that.
Wasn't that the, like, FMV video game where you had to stop girls from being kidnapped and whatnot?
Yeah, they're being
And
kidnapped by vampires with garbage bags on their head or something.
I don't remember the vampire part.
Yeah. So originally they were supposed to be vampires. No, I think originally they were supposed to be something else. But then they were turned into vampires, and then then after that they were like, no, no, we don't want them biting people, so turn them into ogres. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. This is weird.
Yeah. Well, the old times were weird with that.
They were extremely weird.
We had games where back in the day we just had like shoot 'em up games that are just straight up like, oh hey, there's just a girl in a bunny suit shooting at like missiles and whatnot as you like scroll across the screen.
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, granted, we still get weird games to this day. I mean, there's a game where it's called Only Cans.
Oh, okay.
You know that one where you're
But,
opening
like,
sodas? I mean, you get weird games like that too. But granted, they're more indie than anything.
I mean, the thing about that is like, it's clearly making fun of something.
True, it's clearly making fun of something. Yeah.
So like, I can understand why, but at the same time, like, I agree, it probably is weird.
Mm-hmm.
But like, weird is definitely not a staple of being bad, though.
Oh
'Cause,
no,
like,
doesn't
then you
have to
have
be.
like, because like then outright you have like weird good. I'm not even gonna lie. There's like games that are weird and good.
Oh, I agree. I've seen plenty of games that are weird, but they're fun and I just love how weird they are. I know for me, I'm just gonna say the Like a Dragon / Yakuza series. There's some weird stuff that happens in that game, but this the series is just so good. It has a great story.
I've never seen a man get so excited about slot car racing.
I've never seen a man be so a grown 30-year-old. He gets so excited over slot racing, pushing kids over. Get excited when a kid cries because he lost slot car.
Or meeting a dominatrix lady who doesn't know how to be a dominatrix lady.
Teaching her how to be a dominatrix. Oh my god. So great. I love it all. That series is so fun. I feel like the next thing we gotta talk about, if we're talking about like these retro games, and we talked about emulation earlier. How do we preserve how are we gonna preserve these other than just emulation? You know, because like I feel like preservation of these games should be natural. Because I know I don't want to lose any of these games, and I know we're losing games just in general because of digital wise. Because I know some games because these stores don't have the licenses to sell them, or the production team themselves, they lost the license, so they can't keep the game out. You know, they'll just be completely delisted. There's a lot of games that are delisted, and there's no way to get them unless you get a physical copy, which is like would be like $1,000, and sometimes there's not enough physical copies for everyone. You know.
I don't think I really have a good answer. Besides the fact that I know that there's like already like a gaming historian kind of thing where it's like they have a library of like video games physically stored away.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know I know when I want to look for a game that's been delisted, or some that have been delisted that are forgotten in time. There's like this site I used to go to that shows you these delisted games, and that's how you could get some ROMs. Which I'm not saying you should, but
Listen, I've always gone by the rule of if I own it physically, I should be able to play it.
exactly, if I own it physically, I should be able to play it. I happen to own some of them physically, but I don't have the device anymore that plays them.
I own all 3 editions of Gex. I'm going to play it. I'm not going to enjoy it, clearly, from my history, but I'm going to do it.
I mean, I still have my copy of Tide the Tasmanian Devil 1 and 2 physical.
Oh, I have all 3. I made sure to get all 3.
I gave you one of them.
Yes, you did.
Like,
No,
dude.
but I'm saying physically. I own all 3 of them physically.
Oh, me too. I mean, I only own the first 2. I never owned the 3rd game. I've never played the 3rd game.
Let me tell you, it took forever to find them.
I'm sure.
But I've done it.
Ah, God, I used to love Tide the Tasmanian Tiger.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One of my favorite collectathon games of all time.
Editing that on this weird, by the way.
Oh, I think we mooted himself.
It's alright, we'll talk for
The
them.
mooted themselves, yeah.
We'll talk for them in the meantime.
Anime, weeb stuff, video games. I'm young. I'm not as old as these 2 old farts.
Weeb noises. Call of Duty is a great game. You should all buy it. Every version of it.
My name is Local Weeb. I'm very cute. You should subscribe to me.
I have the opinion, me, Local Weeb, that you should absolutely buy every version you can of Hello Kitty. Yes, all of them.
All of the Hello
games.
Kitties. You should buy Hello Kitty's
Kitty.
Island Adventure, just like butter.
Buy all the versions of Nintendogs. All 86.
All Nintendo. There's 86 Nintendogs.
I don't know. I'm really BSing with that.
Honestly, I would have thought that was real. I'm not gonna.
There are more versions of Nintendogs than I think there should be. Outright.
You know what? You got a point. You got a point. There's a lot of versions of Nintendogs. I'm surprised they didn't bring it back. I thought they would have brought it back for the Switch. In all honesty.
On a topic unrelated, when I was out yesterday, it was so funny. I had seen that. Oh hey, there's like a collection series of Land Before Time. I don't.
Hello, I'm back.
This will definitely date me with how old I am. There's a collection series of Land Before Time. I don't know if either of you know of that.
I love Land Before Time.
There are 14 movies.
There's 14? I thought there was only 4.
Yes,
There's
there's 14 movies of
what? I thought there was 4. Oh my god.
And that like, what do you mean there's 14?
What do you mean? You're telling me there's more?
Yep, that surprised the crap out of me too.
I remember having 4 Land Before Time movies on VHS.
Trust me, all I remember is 4 too, but then I learned there's 14. And I don't get it. And I'm happy I don't get it.
I mean, hey, more Littlefoot, I guess.
I guess. No, yeah, back on topic. Weeb, I asked you before you had disappeared. Anything to weigh on with the topic of,
Game preservation.
There we go.
Game preservation. I feel like, yeah, companies can definitely be doing more to not kill off older games. And, like, say, hey, just only play the new stuff. Like, people want to see the old stuff, the things we grew up on.
Oh, yeah. I know there are plenty of older games that I would love to see if I ever decide to have kids. I would love to show them these old games that I used to play, but I know it would be harder to because of the ways I would have to jump through hoops just to get into them.
Daddy, where's the microtransactions?
Dad, why can't I buy new armor in this old game called Spyro? There's no armor in Spyro, son. Dad, why can't I hate microtransactions in Spyro.
Dad, why is there no Street Surfers on the screen while I'm playing Spyro?
Dad, how come I can't watch Family Guy as I play as I play Kingdom Hearts? Oh my god.
We are really making fun of Gen Alpha.
They really are.
Or whatever generation the future
I think
is gonna be.
I don't know. I know it's probably gonna be like Gen Omega or some
Gen Beta.
Gen Beta. Oh my god. But I feel like companies could do more to preserve. You have any ideas, Weeb, of what they could do?
I mean, as I've commented on, I do like what Nintendo's doing at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are, in a way, actually conserving it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're in a way they're preserving the older games by re-releasing some older games and even just kind of allowing you to emulate them on their consoles. But even then, they're not doing their full titles. All their titles is only like really select titles. I'm guessing it's mainly because of licensing issues, and probably some of the older studios are completely gone, so there's like no way they can get the code or whatever, you know. Because I know there's one particular game that I want to see. I don't know if you would count this as retro, but I'm not sure if you guys understand, but I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. Like,
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I know, right?
How could I ever?
How could you ever notice? It's not like I had a Metal Gear Solid avatar for VR chat. I'm streaming Metal Gear Solid series, the entire series. You know, how could you ever, right? No. How could you ever know? I keep it pretty subtle, you know. I keep it pretty subtle. But there's one of the games in the series is Metal Gear Solid 4. Guns of the Patriots. The only way to play it is you have to have a PlayStation 3. Because it doesn't emulate too well. And they have not ported it. They have not put out an HD remaster or anything of that sort. Because when it was coded specifically for the PS3. So it's hard for it to work on anything else. Which makes me sad, because it's one of my favorite Metal Gear games, other than Metal Gear 3. Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater. You know, where you eat snakes constantly. That's the whole goal of the game. You eat a snake.
I gotta say, I'm definitely of the mindset of, I think a good way to preserve everything is to, just the companies to chill out and be more lax about stuff that is far and gone.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I was saying earlier, just relax. You haven't made money on it in ages. The only people making money on it at that point is the people who are reselling everything back and forth.
Yeah, it's just the resellers who are getting the money. That you guys aren't even receiving any of the money back.
Yeah, exactly. So probably companies be chill about something that you have forgotten about for, I don't know, 12 years now.
I mean, to quote Smiling Friends, it's my IP to sit around and do nothing with. You know?
Oh. It hurts.
It hurts all the time. It hurts. And, you know, in the thing of, you know, preservation and seeing, and like how I was saying, to see remasters of games. Let's talk about that, you know, about remakes and remasters, rehashes. What were your guys' opinions on those specifically? Mm-hmm. Zolo?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Weeb said.
I'm 50-50 when it comes to remasters, because some of them are phenomenal. Things like Xenoblade.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite remaster of any game that I've played. It took it was a remaster, and then it took what people liked about it and expanded it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have The Last of Us 2.
Which is, I mean, it didn't even need a remaster. What? It doesn't even need a remaster because I don't want to talk about that.
No. Here's the
Oh
thing.
my god!
It's justified. It's justified. That anger is very justified because
it's
like
oh
it was like 2 years old when they remastered it.
It was barely a year old when they decided to do a remaster. Not only that, then you had like Last of Us 1, the first Last of Us game, which again didn't really need a remaster. It would have done fine with like at least an HD port, but like a remaster.
I think if there's plenty of thought put into the remaster, then I'm all for them because like Link's Reawakening.
Oh,
I'm calling it that because that's what it really should have been.
That's what it should have been called.
Link's Reawakening.
It was so good.
It just did everything the previous one did, but now it looks better and probably plays better because now there's.
It does. I can confirm it does.
There's like no limitations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying probably every game deserves a remaster, but at the same time, I think if it has enough care in it, I would absolutely accept dozens of new remasters.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, and this is not just about remasters, but in terms of remakes, I like seeing a good remake because it's nice to see them return to an older game for a newer audience and kind of just, hey, it's the same story, but it's the same story, same basic gameplay, but it looks better. We've fixed the controls, we've made it a bit longer, we've changed the story up a little bit, but it's still the same exact story for some people, for some remakes. But one of my favorite remakes has to be, I don't know if you guys played it, but the 2 remakes for Destroy All Humans 1 and 2. That is masterfully done. It was beautiful. It's the same exact game, same exact thing, just polished up, given a facelift.
I definitely dipped my toe in that in those waters.
It was so good. I'm telling you. I can't wait. I hope they do Path of the Furon, but change Path of the Furon. Make it actually good for once.
I'm definitely for the side of remakes because I got to experience a game I never played in my life through a remake.
Oh, what was that?
Final Fantasy VII.
That
I will be chastised. I will be chastised, like up the lawn and back because I have not touched the heavenly game that is Final Fantasy VII.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. I haven't touched that either. We all haven't touched it here. Oh my god. I've never touched. I've watched my uncle Keith play it thousands of times, but I've never touched it.
Listen, I played Retrograde though. I played it when it was on like when I was able to, and I beat it and I enjoyed every second of it, and I was so happy because like they took the Kingdom Heart approach of playing the game rather than the Final Fantasy approach, and it felt way more engaging.
It's the more modern Final Fantasy approach.
Yeah, exactly. And I enjoyed that.
No, I agree. I enjoyed that too because I haven't touched the remake yet. I have it on my PS5 all ready to go when I'm done playing Like a Dragon series.
That's fair.
Because Like a Dragon is my favorite series in terms of PS5, in terms of one of my favorite series, right? But I've always wanted to play 7, and with this remake, I'm able to play it, and to a modern standard, not just a modern standard, but like to newer game standards, to see how people used to see the game, how they thought the game looked like,
Technically, it's second remake if you think about it.
Is it?
I know for a fact 7 had at least one remake before this one. That was like I think I can't. I think it was like either a PSP release or a PS3 release, something like that.
Huh.
Where they, instead of the little cute chibi models, they had like bigger full-size models and whatnot.
Huh, I didn't know about that one. I mean, granted, I probably don't remember it. I wasn't always a Final Fantasy fan. I mean, I only ever did, the only Final Fantasy games I've ever played were Final Fantasy 14. Gotta continue that. Gotta keep on playing that MMO. You know, you get 60 days free.
Yeah. See, I've now stopped. What the hell? I pulled 2 URs.
Yeah, I haven't touched in a while.
Use the code Grimsley down below.
He's a cold Grimbear.
I'm done with 14 because I now have no one to really play it with. Because the group I was playing it with, you both know. Not
Yeah. Drama. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, and it sucked pretty hard. I'll be honest. When I heard about it, I was like, oh no. But I feel that it's hard to get back into MMOs when you have no one to play with them with, especially an MMO like Final Fantasy 14. I know for me, it's like one MMO that I have a hard time getting back into, even though I love it, is the Old Republic one.
Oh
Star Wars Old Republic. Yeah, Star Wars Old Republic. I'm surprised it's still going. I'm surprised it's still alive. It's barely alive. It's clinging to life, but it's alive.
Freaking talk about retro, Jesus Christ! You got it.
I'm old. I'm old.
I'm older.
You're older. That's true. You.
I can pull rank on this.
You can pull rank. No. That's such a good MMO, honestly.
And then in comparison,
Oh,
I also didn't hear what we were talking about.
cute baby weeb.
I had to deal with something very quickly.
No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. But that's in terms of remakes. I mean, there are a couple of remakes that are really bad. I'm just gonna name San Andreas. You know, GTA San Andreas.
Sorry, for a second, it sounded like you were about to be hung at the stake for a minute.
Yeah, I know. GTA San Andreas was not a good remake. I'll be honest. It felt more like a mobile port than anything. Didn't feel like a remake.
I think people want you to say about their their game, but yeah, no.
It felt like a mobile port. It didn't feel like. It felt like they just ported a mobile game. You know, a mobile version of San Andreas. That's it. It didn't feel like a remake of San Andreas. You know. And I haven't played the remake for GTA 3, but I have played for Vice City, and even that one's a bit. Yeah.
See, I'm in the sad camp of like I don't remember any bad remakes, so because I haven't played many remakes.
They're far and few between, I'll be honest.
Fair enough.
They're far and few between. But what would you consider a rehash?
Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't see that often, honestly. I still don't like the fact that The Last of Us 2 got a remaster. I feel like in order for a game to get a remaster, there needs to be like an there needs to be there needs to be a time for it, and I think there needs to be like an obvious reason as to why it needs a remaster. You know, if like there's if there was a huge jump in console generations, I would understand that, right? But didn't Last of Us 2 come out during PS5? During quarantine and all that?
I think it also came out on PS4, which is the real like nose kicker on that.
Yeah, but even then, like PS4 isn't too far behind from the PS5 in terms of like graphic fidelity. You know.
I know, and that's the problem. Like, if memory serves, Last of Us 2 came out on PS4, and then the remake came out on PS4 again. So it's like, why even do it?
Money.
I know you're right, but you don't have to be right.
Money. Because, you know, their motto is money. That's their motto.
We need
more money.
Alright, well, we definitely dated ourselves now, didn't we?
Oh, God, yeah. Jesus. But, it...
Unrelated. I'd like to state outright that is not as bad as a movie as everyone think it is.
It's not that bad.
And that is my nostalgia talking.
That is also my nostalgia. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You know what's a great nostalgic movie? And I'm just going to say this. Great Mouse Detective. I know it's super out of topic. Great Mouse Detective.
No, definitely. Looks. We all get one, apparently.
We all get one. You know, actually, I'm curious. Your favorite nostalgic movie?
Favorite nostalgic movie? The Digimon movie.
You bastard. That's a good choice. You bastard.
That definitely makes more sense now that you joined in on that watch party then.
Yeah. Anyways, I can't help but notice a point of commonality, so I'm going to invite you to.
Yay.
Nah,
But,
that's crazy.
And, you know, I feel like going into the remakes and remasters, you know, they usually makes remakes and remasters of games that tend to be people's favorites. It's never anything like a little known game. It's usually like something that's well known and people tend to favor it. Like one of the newer remakes.
Lunar remake.
It's never. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
What's sad is I still have my GBA cartridge for it, and then just because it doesn't matter.
I want my Golden Sun remake. That's what I want. I want a Golden Sun remake.
Hey, Grimsley, you want to know something nice that Nintendo did?
What?
On the GBA Advance thing?
What?
If you get their Online Plus, their Super Online,
Mm-hmm.
the GBA emulator they have as Golden Sun.
So someone's about to go into debt for like $40.
I'm gonna go in debt just to get a Switch again because I recently sold my Switch.
Oh, no.
Dang. Alright.
I had to sell it for reasons I do not want to get into.
That's fair.
But damn.
No, says
Oh
Golden
God,
Sun lost page.
I love Golden Sun so much. It's such a good game.
You know what's funny? I remember playing that for a day, and then like turns out the day after the subscription ended, I was like, ah shit, alright, whatever.
I feel that.
They have Fire Emblem on the Game Boy. They have Metroid Fusion, Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga, Minish Cap.
Look, Metroid Fusion.
You know,
That was my shit. Not gonna lie, that was my shit. I used to play that all the time.
I have to agree. Like what Nintendo's doing to like make sure everything stays fine is great. I appreciate that, especially the times where it's like I played like when I had the Nintendo Plus. Basically, I played everything, almost everything they had. Some of it's not for me, but the ones that were for me, dear God. Magic.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
You know, you've got your Mario, Zelda, Mario 3, Dr. Mario.
Oh my God, Dr. Mario! I haven't played that in a while. Jesus, that shows my age right there. I remember playing that all the time. God, I love those Tetris clones. Oh my God. But like I was saying, you know, all these games are favorites, right? And they're the only ones that get remastered. But speaking of favorites, what are your guys' favorite retro games? I'm gonna start with Zolo here.
You knew I was ready, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew you were ready. I could hear it. I could feel it.
Listen, without thinking, without question, unapologetically, PS1 Ape Escape 1.
Ooh.
That was
Of course you
Ooh.
did. I told you to forget.
Yeah, no, I didn't forget, bitch.
You definitely did. Oh my god, Ape Escape. I actually have that installed. I was gonna play it like probably later tonight.
I own 1 and 3. Once again, bitch to find. 3 especially.
Oh no, I'm sure it's incredibly hard to find. I remember
3
playing Ape
cost
Escape
me a
too.
pretty penny.
Mm.
I'm talking $80 for one game.
Yeah.
I paid it because I was like, no, I need this.
I need it. I need it.
Some of the games I have found in my life, I've gotten like really lucky, and like they're either cheap or they're like just enough that I would pay for it,
Yeah.
which isn't bad, but it's also like, huh. Grimsley, I think there's a message for you in the thing because
There is.
I think comically you started something that we all kind of just like
Out.
followed in on.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, go figure. No, yeah, Ape Escape. I love that. I loved it growing up. It wasn't the first game I played, obviously, but it's the one that I definitely have been drawn to for ages. I don't know if there's much love for like its game and its like fandom, if there even is one. All I do know is there is something interesting and fun about going in and like the game's just outright weird. I won't lie. It's weird because it has like a different button format that everyone is used to nowadays. It's like, oh hey, how do you jump? Oh, you think X? No, R1. You jump with R1 because it's like, oh, okay, well why wouldn't you jump with X? Oh, well that's easy because the face buttons are mapped to your weapons you can switch between.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. All right, so how do you attack? Analog sticks.
Yeah.
Huh? No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember.
It's so weird, it's so unique, but it is such a fun time. I can't think for a second where I wasn't having fun in some way. And funny enough, it did have a remake at least once, and I can tell you, I was disappointed in that.
Oh, is the remake not that good?
Well, here's the thing. It was for the PSP. PSP is not a dual analog stick game.
Yeah, yeah. It's
console.
hard. Yeah, yeah, I do
If
know
it had
that.
waited a bit, it could have came out on the GOAT, the PS Vita.
PS Vita's nice.
Only if, but you know, like that is my only gripe with it. And I have some pretersions. I will say this now. Anyone who does like that remake, I appreciate you. I don't think we can be good friends though. And mind you, this is like a completely niche pet peeve thing. The voice of Zim, the voice of what's his name? The voice of Zim, the voice of
Richard Horvitz?
there we go. I find out his name is in my head. His name is
Richard
in my head.
Horvitz.
And
I love him.
Yeah,
I love him.
Richard Horvitz. He plays the main character in that remake.
Ooh.
He does not do the main character justice in that remake.
Damn. Well, you know what? I got bad news for you, Zolo. Richard Horvitz, come in the room.
Mr. Horvitz, no offense, I'm killing your character.
No!
In Hell of a Buzz.
He starts screaming like Billy.
I almost forgot Billy, damn.
I love Billy. And you, Weeb, what is your favorite retro game? Your favorite retro title?
Favorite retro title? Probably Paper Mario 1000 Year Door.
Ooh. That's good. You got specific reasons as to why, or is it more just like you just love it with all your heart?
I love it with all my heart. It's fun. It feels good to actually play.
I feel that. I remember playing that game. it was one of my favorites. It's like a really good Mario RPG in a way. It's its own thing, but yeah. I mean, for me, my favorite retro title, and I'll always say this, and I don't. It would have to be Ratchet and Clank, the original. The original Ratchet and Clank.
Yes, bitch.
Yes, bitch. Yes. I've always loved Ratchet and Clank. It's been a series that has been a part of my life for many years. Other than obviously Metal Gear and Resident Evil, which are both wonderful series that I love. But Ratchet and Clank was one of the first 3D games I've played. It was like one of the first 3D games I played. Other than like some N64 titles, but it was the first one that I thought this is the future of gaming. You know what I mean? I was like, this is gonna be the future of gaming. Ratchet and Clank. We're gonna get a lot of these, and I wasn't wrong. There's a lot of Ratchet and Clank titles, and I even love the newer title, Rifts Apart. That was actually really good.
I've heard it was good too.
Yeah. I quite like the mechanics in it, and I like the story. The one Ratchet and Clank title I did not like that much was the one that was kind of like a tower defense. I forgot the name of it. I think it was like Full Assault or something. I didn't really like that.
I think it was like One for All, if memory serves.
No, One for All is like this weird multiplayer kind of like it's a weird One for All. It's like you get to play as Ratchet, Clank, Dr. Nefarious, and Quark, and it's just like this. It's kind of like a platformer beat 'em up game. It's weird. It's just a weird title for Ratchet and Clank. But I like that one. I thought it was alright.
I respect that. I respect both of them. But I know for a fact Ratchet and Clank is where I get one of my favorite phrases I use.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Well, you can call me many things, but I know one thing you can especially call me is I am in what you would call a socioeconomic disparity.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Ratchet and Clank games are so good, and that first game, I love the story in the first game, and when it had a weird remake too, because the one that's tied to the movie is technically a remake of the first game, because the movie is a retelling of the first game. So it's like this weird, like, it's half remake, half tie-in game for a movie. It's weird.
Oh no, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember watching and playing it, and I was like, oh, okay, these are just the same things.
yeah, it's the same exact thing. The movie wasn't bad. I'll be honest. The movie wasn't.
No,
that
of course
bad.
not.
I wish it did better. I wish we got that Sly Cooper movie. Oh, you know what? I will say.
Points, aren't you?
Yeah, getting those 1,000 points. Yo, Sly Cooper, great game.
Absolutely, absolutely.
My favorite, though, I won't lie, is the second one. I like the second one a lot more than the first one. Sly Cooper 2. I think it was called Sly Cooper 2 Vivius Raccoonus, I want to say. Or was that the first one?
That was the first one.
What was the second one called then? I think
my brain's
I think it was
thinking
Honor
of
Among
3.
Thieves.
No, let's say my brain's thinking of 3 because 3 is Honor Among Thieves.
Oh yeah.
And
I know 4 is Thieves in Time, which I never completed. I'll be honest, I never completed. I got up to the Wild West section, and then kind of forgot what I was doing, and it's kind of stopped. I don't know. I think I got distracted while I was moving because I was moving to a different house, and I kind of just forgot about it, and I lost the disc anyways because I had it like on disc.
I definitely should say now. Check out Ratchet and Clank, great game. Check out Paper Mario. That is a wonderful game. And check out Ape Escape if you can. God help you if you can.
God help you.
I'm
I
pretty
mean, I think yours is the most accessible right now. Actually, no,
Really?
both of ours is the most accessible to play, not to like get into that. I mean, in terms of like being able to play them, because I know for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, it's harder to find a copy.
For now.
For now, at least, yeah.
Yeah, because they have the remat. Like.
Oh yeah, they're doing the remake. Yeah, I forgot about that. But I was gonna say like, cause like I know with PlayStation Plus, you can play the entire Ratchet and Clank series as well as Ape Escape.
I don't know. I'm pretty confident you can't play all of Ape Escape on.
You can play the PS1 Ape Escape and the remake of the PS1 game. And you can play Ape Escape 2 and 3.
I was aware of 2. I don't remember 3 being there.
You can. I have my PlayStation up. Hold on, let me double check for you.
Prove me wrong.
I will
Do it.
I am double checking PlayStation Plus because I got PS Plus Premium. Let's see.
Prove me wrong. Prove I didn't need to spend $80. I would have spent it anyway. It is a great game and I love to death.
Ape Escape 3 is called Ape Escape Academy, right?
No.
Okay.
That was a PSP game.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
It is just humbly Ape Escape 3.
Yeah. Just.
And
I have to put out the entire title. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so all the Ape Escape games that you can play on PlayStation 5 PS Plus is Ape Escape, Ape Escape 2, Ape Escape Academy, Ape Escape on the Loose, and Ape Escape Academy 2. So I don't think Ape Escape 3.
God help you. You actually can't. You can't play 3.
Can't play 3.
You
No.
can find 3.
You gotta pray.
Which sucks because that is that's also like my favorite version of that game. 3 is so fucking like amazing. It's fun. They added a transformation mechanic where the whole thing is in the premises of the Ape Escapes. It's just the first one you're hunting monkeys. The second one you have a monkey. I don't remember what the second one's about. I never played the second one, obviously.
I know the second one had a Metal Gear Solid reference. That's all I remember.
I think that's right. I can't remember because I know there was one where it was like, oh hey, you just meet
Solid Snake as a chimp.
Yeah, it's an ape.
It's so funny.
Metal Gear Ape.
Metal Gear Ape. I do want to get into the series though, because I remember it being good. I just never really fully played them. I know I played like a bit of the first game when I was at my uncle's house because he had it and he wanted me to do something while he does something, and I was like, okay, because I was bored. I was like, here, play this game, and I played it. I was like, oh, this is fun. And that's all I remember. I just remember going, I like this game. That's it. I don't remember anything else.
Let me make everyone envious by listening to what like 3 entails. You are one of 2 kids. You can choose boy or girl, you know, of the time. And the evil ape Spectre has taken over television.
Make this twice in one turn because it's on 2 times.
I'm watching this. Jesus.
That's stupid.
You get to go into television because basically the ape Spectre has taken over television, has made everyone into bumbling morons by being hypnotized by the television.
That just sounds like normal America. Boom!
Bam. No, yeah, and the cool thing is because of like it's television, you've been gifted powers to be able to transform into like cliche characters from them.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Like, the kids get cute little outfits, and like the mood changes, everything just shifts into something different. Where it's just like, oh hey,
you know, that sounds awesome.
Oh, it's great. It's great. My favorite one is like the magic is like the fantasy version of both, because the girl gets a cute fucking magical girl like wizard character outfit,
Nice, nice, nice.
Which is just like, oh, that's cool. And the boy just gets a full-on knight outfit. Where it
Makes
gets to
sense.
just like go around sword and shield or whatnot, just whacking monkeys.
Monkey whack. Whack that monkey. I get that. That sounds fun. Honestly, the third game sounds awesome. I never played the third game, but now I want to. Oh, guess I gotta go in debt again.
We can't bitch about your game.
Honestly, I just love it. It like, shout outs to the fact Princess Peach Showtime, rated E10 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, function. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, a game that shows the news in the first 5 seconds.
I forgot.
Rated E for everyone.
I forgot about that. That's so funny. Hey, this game's rated for you forever. Here's a noose.
Yeah. The battle feels so fun because of the tight super dark windows and like just all the cool attacks you can do.
Yeah.
And also abusing the ever living hell out of danger strat.
Ooh.
Oops, I'm at 5 HP and deal 40 damage.
You would be.
Mix that with power bounce.
Honestly,
In
it's a
one
great
turn,
game.
done over 100 damage.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad you can really say about it.
Yeah, like people's biggest complaint is the backtracking, but
A lot of retro games had bad trackings.
a lot of retro games had that, and also that's not really a problem until like not really a problem until like chapter 7.
Let me know. We can't multitask.
we cannot multitask. English?
Not speak the English lexicon as fluently as I would like.
Speak the Canadian lexicon.
True. You want some Timmies, eh?
The heck's a Timmy?
I missed
Timmy is a
something.
toonie.
Can you say it again?
Alexa, shut up!
Oh, fourth guest, Alexa.
Alexa, what is your favorite retro game? Actually, I'm curious. Alexa, what is your favorite retro game?
Humanity.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
She doesn't know any. Humanity and all of its retro ideas. Soon, the robots shall take over, and humanity will be retro.
Humanity will become retro.
Oh, okay, cool. What is a Timmy? I actually want to know now.
Tim Hortons. It's a
Oh.
popular coffee shop.
I've heard about Tim Hortons. Is the coffee actually good?
I used to work there, so I'm a little biased, but I'd say yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, let's go. And just to end things off here, what are your favorite? What got you into the retro gaming?
Being born at that time.
I love how you both talked over each other.
Sorry, that's a bad habit, Mark. Go ahead.
No, you go first. I definitely interrupted
after
when
you,
you.
after you.
No.
Oh my
Stop
god.
Canadian kindness. You go first. David.
Oh, you go first.
Get your Canadian kindness out of here. We're in America.
America aggressiveness. You go first, dang it.
No, you go first, goddammit.
Whoa, we're rubbing off on weed. No, but,
Favorite retro game.
well, not favorite. It's like what got you into it, really. What got you into the retro gaming space itself?
Same thing that got me into gaming, which is I used to play, like, when I was young. I remember there was a power outage, and this was my first experience with gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that, Grimsley?
Because my
I
brain
remember-
doesn't work.
Oh,
Multitasking hard.
multitasking hard.
Multitasking hard. Also, I wasn't reading. Because reading's for nerds!
Hard effect.
Reading's for nerds.
Here, you can have that card back.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Anyways, you were saying it was your first experience with gaming a power outage?
And we had a Game Boy Advance SP, and I remember just sitting in the darkness, watching my brother play Pokemon Red,
Ooh.
and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Alright. I can get that. I can get behind that. Heck yeah. I don't know what you just did.
Wait, so I have 2 of those. Was it only monsters that yep, okay. Well, I did half your life points in 1 turn.
Sweet. Awesome.
And
I
then-
love it. I absolutely love it.
And I'm gonna stick this on it, and GLHF.
Cool. Cool.
I love it, but it's like,
I don't.
it was-
I hate Burley.
At this moment in
Anyway.
particular.
At this moment in
That's
particular,
hard.
I hate Burley.
Wait, I can activate that again?
Oh my god.
Do
This
I-
is
do
what.
I do have
This
it?
is why. This is why. Anyway, Solo, what about you? What got you into the retro gaming space?
Oh, I didn't think we was done talking actually.
Oh, it was. Is we done? I don't know. I've just this entire game got brain dead.
I feel so happy not being able to focus on what's going on. I can focus on me actually talking. Well, there you go. Problem solved. You
Yeah,
have to
there you
worry.
go.
There you go. Alright. But yeah, so
Uh,
what got you into retro gaming?
Being alive during retro gaming.
Where at that point it was just gaming.
Yes, it was just gaming for me.
Honestly, I feel that.
I, through means of my older brother at the time,
Mhm.
was able to get a lot of like some of the new stuff that came out. So my youngest memory of like gaming in general is when he introduced me to the N64.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to experience it firsthand, where it's like, oh hey, literally the first game I remember playing, Diddy Kong Racing. I know, right? It's crazy, but
Zolo, it's your turn. Like,
Yeah, homie.
I will be kinder.
yeah, you're not running the funny cat.
You're not running funny cats. Anyways, you were
How will I
saying
run
Funny
them?
cats that say our turn.
our turn.
I run the pretty ladies. So like, I was introduced to N64 at a very young age.
Same.
He even apparently introduced me into computers, which is why apparently I'm so good with them.
Nice,
I was
nice.
introduced to computers at a
So
young age.
I could debatably thank my brother for like bringing me into this space, but definitely also when I was younger, he introduced me to the PS1, which got me going off of all these other games and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going from like Spider-Man on the PS1
Ooh.
to
Ooh.
hell, back then I had like a Sega Genesis where I had to look up game facts back in the day of like how to beat the Lion King and whatnot. So it's just like there was just things left, right, and center. But I guess if I had to give an answer, probably my brother is the reason why, and introducing me to so many things that are from the way back when, and being alive in that time where things are old and I am old, and screw you guys.
I remember my brother used to spend time with me and play games with me. He used to, like, he was playing through Tales of Symphonia.
Ooh.
Great game. And what he did was, because I was a young child, he just said, alright, put this controller up as player 2. I couldn't respect anything. And in terms of gameplay or saving over anything, but I got to play with him, and in battle I got to run around and attack things. So basically he had one less party member, but, you know, I was there, and I thought I was helping.
Aw. It's adorable.
And that's something I wish Tales of Arise had. Stuff like that. Also, Zolo's trap tricky having a small amount of...
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
I'd say for me it's the same thing as Zolo. I was alive. I was alive. I was alive. I got to experience these stuff pretty...
Yeah, I was born way after you guys. Like, GameCube is what...
I remember when the GameCube came out. I remember when it came out. It was awesome.
Same.
And
I was but youth when you can actually carry it around with you.
I
yeah,
had to sell my cellar GameCube, and then when we moved to where I live now, we got a Wii.
the Wii.
It always felt like a downgrade, I'll be honest.
It did feel like a bit of a downgrade.
Well, I always thought it was an upgrade, because, oh, wait, you can still play GameCube games on the Wii?
Yeah.
Right, I forgot about that part. I know.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Like, it just felt weird because big cube, impressive, interesting, white, sleek, tower modem.
Yeah. It looks like... I mean, granted, a console that really looks like a modem is the PS5 right now.
Oh, yeah. No, the PS5 looks like Kaiba's jacket.
It is Kaiba's jacket. You didn't know that?
It looks like a trapper keeper with books inside.
Exactly. But, you know, just being alive, seeing these games come out as... and now they're considered retro makes me feel old, just saying. I feel older than I am. And also I also want to highlight my uncle Keith. I love him, great guy. He's also what introduced me to a lot of older games because I used to just watch him play them. He would play Legend of Zelda. He used to have that little collection for Legend of Zelda that they had on the GameCube, which had like Four Swords, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker. Yeah, actually, speaking of that, I just want to say I really would love to see more master collections coming out. Stuff like the MGS Master Collection, or like that Zelda Master Collection that they had years ago for the GameCube, where it has some of these older titles bundled with some newer titles and stuff like that. I thought it was awesome. It was a great way to get to know some of the older games. But yeah, no, he watching him play all these old games made me get interested because I'm seeing these games and I'm like thinking, oh, these look fun, and I have a good time watching him play them, and I would love to like be able to talk more about these games with him. It's also how I saw one of my favorite series, and a series that I know you guys love too, Kingdom Hearts, because I saw him play Kingdom Hearts 1 for the first time. And this was after the commercials of
2000s.
Yeah,
I know.
It's actually pretty much the exact same. My late brother, he was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2 that we still have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this looks so cool. And I have this very fond memory of like my first time playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
The first time playing the game, and I just remember it was so cool fighting Twilight Thorn when you didn't know how easy it was to beat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because again, it's like seeing him play Kingdom Hearts 1 for the first time and watching him play and me seeing Disney characters, you know, because I wasn't a huge fan of. Well, the reason why he bought it was because it had Final Fantasy characters. It wasn't because of this Disney stuff, which I think is funny. But he ended up loving the series, and so did I, and we bonded over that for a bit, and just seeing these old games be played by him made me get into them, and ever since then I've been a lover of retro games. I try to keep some of the older consoles as much as I can until I'm forced to sell them for reasons, you know. And that's why I emulate, and I will admit this, I emulate games. Yeah, I do it. I'm one of those pirates. I sail the open seas. I sail the open seas.
But Grimsley owns them.
I definitely own them. I definitely do have, I'm not even being facetious here. I do have, like, some actual physical copies of some of these older games.
And that makes it okay in my mind and heart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think legally, I think that's also, like, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people. It's a great area topic
It
for
is.
a lot of people, and it's kind of sad because, like, again, everyone wants these people to experience these older games, but
It's harder to it's harder to do so.
especially when the companies work against them.
Yeah, it's sad, but I definitely hope more people can get into them, and there are definitely ways to get into them. I just hope more people can get into them and can keep these games alive. But I think that's where I'm gonna end this lecture because it's already been an hour and 31 minutes.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty long lecture, as I like to call it.
Anyways, GG Grimsley, I know I'm not playing, but
I'm just gonna surrender at this point. I'm sorry, Zolo, you
I mean,
win.
this is just extra because it's like
You win.
he has
You
lethal.
win. You win, Zolo.
lethal.
He has lethal. But thank you guys for joining me for this
Thank you for
lecture.
having me.
But before we go, Zolo, please, if you have anything to plug, your channel, anything, just name it here. Just say it.
All I have, honestly, is
Any
my
new
channel
projects?
and debatably Twitch. New projects, I don't know. I'll be getting into whatever I can. All I do know is, there is a game series also from my quote-unquote youth that I'll be getting into very soon. I'm excited for. Involves a certain blue bomber.
Oh.
Newer gen though, don't worry. Digital age new bomber.
Alright. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And, oh god, I need water.
And be sure to include my tags in the video at below, just like on screen.
I'll try to. I'll figure out how to do that.
Or once you can find me. Also, future Grimsley. I know it's a lot, but editing, whenever I said socioeconomic disparity, just put in parentheses, he's poor.
I will try to. Like I said, minimal editing. I gotta figure out how to edit all this. I gotta go through all of it. But I will say this. Thank you for joining again, Zolo. Wonderful guest. Wonderful guest speaker. And oh, don't worry about it. I'll get to music. I'm definitely not gonna put you into the room with all the ogres later. Okay, cool. Weeb, your turn.
I technically have a Twitch. I don't really stream much, but it exists. So if you wanna see that, go check it out.
And do you have anything coming up in your Twitch streams? Do you have anything like you're wanting to stream?
Well, I mean, we have our Lethal Company streams on Wednesdays, all three of us, as well as Hanukkah and Apway.
That is true. That is true. How can I forget? How can I forget? Again, thank you, Weeb, for joining. You've been a wonderful guest.
Buy our Bitcoin at
and .com. And as you guys leave the academy to go back to your prospective places, please stay away from the dark forest. That's all I will say.
I live there.
Oh, so you're the person who moved there. I was wondering who moved there.
I'm an evil wizard in the cutest form possible to abstain from any sort of consequences.
Hmm. Well, if you see any of my students, tell them very aggressively, stay out of there.
How do I get more cult members then?
Look,
Got you
don't.
in a category.
Look. I'll send a couple every couple weeks. You just gotta be quiet, you know. I'll tell them they get extra credit. If
Anyways, okay, beat stick turn 1 plus the pearly leaf.
oh no, again. Bye bye.